It's Tuesday. What is it? Tuesday morning? I'm losing track of time. Wednesday morning? It's Tuesday morning. We almost to the middle of the week. If you working today, you feel me? Chase your money, chase your bag. If you woke up today, today is a blessing. You feel me? We be walking around taking life for granted. We can't take life for granted. Every day we wake up and grace this beautiful planet is a day to just be happy. You feel me? Happy with anything, bro. As long as you woke up, you good, bro. Some people dead ass didn't wake up today, bro. They families is mourning them. You feel me? Some people ain't even like, you feel me? You gotta be like grateful for the little things. You feel me? Like somebody woke up today and they can't see, so they never seen the trees. They never seen the motherfucking birds flying around. You feel me? You gotta be grateful for the little things, bruh. People are blind. People can't walk. People can't drive. Feel me? Every morning, just find a little something peaceful in your life. Find something peaceful. Find something to look at and be happy about. You feel me? If you drive to work in the morning, instead of rushing and thinking, oh man, I can't be late and oh fuck, I can't fuck this up at work. You feel me? Thinking about work. Sit back and think like, oh shit, you feel me? These trees are beautiful. Wow. They made my coffee really good today at Dunkin'. Wow, I actually enjoyed my donut today. Wow, it smells nice outside today. Wow, traffic isn't as bad today as it was yesterday. The smallest little things can make your whole day better. You feel me? With that being said, if you woke up today, you feel me, you grinding, you getting money, subscribe. We on the road to 100 subs. We only got 18 right now. It's a light number, but you feel me? We just getting started, bro. Alright, so this is the first video we getting into today. What a life sentence actually feels like from day 1 to year 40. Year 40, is a life sentence 40 years and prison years? I know prison years is like what, 8 months, like on some weird shit. But like, why give me life? I don't know. Why tell a nigga he got life if he gonna get out in 40 years? Life just sound crazy. Like you hear life and it's like, oh shit. Let's see. I see 40 years. I don't know. Uh, Whatever. Good morning. Again, top of the morning. Think something positive today. And make the best of your. Ah, I can't fucking speak, bro. Make the best of your day today. Think positive thoughts and make the best of your day. Today we vibing, we chilling. NBA season starts tonight. We chilling this morning. We watching videos. First video of the day. What a life sentence actually feels like day 1 to year 40. Let's do it.
40 years in prison doesn't just change you, it rewires you. The system is designed to wear you down, to break you. By the time you get out, everything you knew is gone. How do people survive that and not lose themselves completely? On today's episode of the Infographic Show, we're walking through what a life sentence in prison is actually like. Day 1.
Hold on. Because I know the audio was loud as hell last time. I do not want that happening again. It's gotta go down just a little bit.
1. You shuffle off the bus in handcuffs and leg irons, peering up at the guard towers and razor wire fencing. Armed officers herd you forward, their eyes cold. To them, you are nothing. And this is it, your home for the next 4 decades. You enter a holding room where an officer takes off your leg irons and gestures toward a thick door, the booking area. They take your wedding band and slip your phone and wallet into a Ziploc bag. $200 goes into your prisoner trust account and another $100 into your telephone account. In another room, you're told to strip. A guard smirks when they band and slip your phone and wallet into a Ziploc bag. $200 goes into your prisoner trust account and another $100 into your telephone account. In another room.
Wait. So when you get locked up for life, they give you a free little $300? You get a little unemployment check when you go to jail for life? They give you a free $200 in your trust account and a $100 on your telephone account. Yo, chat, prisoners. That's good bread. That's good bread in jail. $300. How much does $300 get you in prison? Somebody let me know.
You're told to strip. A guard smirks when they notice the tattoo of your son's name inked across your chest. Your son, just 4 years old, will grow up without a father. And your wife, who swore she would wait, will have gray hair and wrinkles the next time you hold her, if you ever hold her.
Imagine bringing your side project to life just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Again, the truth is,
Nah, tell bro the truth. Your wife is going. Yo, it's no gray hair. Your son, feel me? They're talking about you get life in prison. Your wife gonna have gray hair when you see her again. You're not seeing your wife again, bro. She's going. Look, look at the wife they gave him. Blonde hair, green shirt. As soon as he go to jail for life, she's going. She's going. Your son gonna call another man dad. Crazy. Like, yo, this is why you niggas should try your hardest to stay out of jail. Because if you want your little blonde hair, green shirt, you feel me? You want this to stay together? It's gonna look totally different when you on the inside, and you like, damn, you trying to call your shorty. You get your little $100 in your telephone account. You feel me? You just lost your case. You trying to call shorty. Feel me? And she talk about she can't pick up the phone. That's gonna be a real occurrence every day. Like, nigga, y'all gotta realize, bro, when y'all throw y'all life away, you go to prison, your bitch going. There's a reason why military wives are a thing. Niggas go to war. They wife already start preparing for it. You die, your wife move on in a couple years. That's the moral of the story for us niggas. Don't go to jail. Don't go to war. Don't work too much. And don't die. You maybe, just maybe, you won't lose your bitch. Just maybe. Just maybe you will not lose your bitch, bro. Wicked.
you would wait, will have gray hair and wrinkles the next time you hold her, if you ever hold her again. The truth is, you've already accepted she'll move on, but the very thought of that right now is unbearable. Then comes the strip search. The whole process is totally dehumanizing. You never thought of yourself as a bad person.
You lose your bitch and your son, and now they checking your ass.
Offense, but that didn't wash with a jury of 12 men and women. The judge called it a callous disregard for human life, a deliberate act of calculated cruelty. If you had to defend yourself again, you would. And in this prison, it'll become a reality. But fighting isn't what frightens you. It's spending the next 40 years in small claustrophobic rooms as the property of the United States government. Just another body the officers will process today. You're handed your prison-issue slip-on shoes, gray jogging pants, and a sweater bearing the initials DOC, Department of Corrections. They fingerprint you and they take your photo. You're now a number, 12515-066. One of 1.8 million Americans behind bars, one of 600,000 people sent to prison each year, and one of the 1 in 6 who will never leave, serving a life sentence. Orientation blurs past. The officers talk about violence, about reporting abuse, but all you can think about is your wife and child at home. Later, a nurse performs the health checkup. She asks about your drug history and whether you're a danger to yourself. You mutter no and you shake your head. She scribbles a note in your file and you are out the door. You're moved into another nameless, colorless room. Have you ever worked for law enforcement? A guy in a shirt and tie asks you. No, you haven't, and you've never testified against anyone, so there's no reason you can't do your time in the general population. None of this feels real. Your state-appointed lawyer had been sure you would just get a few years for manslaughter, or better, it'd be viewed as a justifiable homicide. You were one of the 80 to 90% of federal criminal defendants in the U.S. defended by the state, a nation where with enough money the odds aren't too bad for getting away with serious felonies. The thought makes you furious. Your emotions swing wildly, from rage to despair. You just saw a female and a male officer laughing and joking with each other, casual workplace flirting. You'll never share a moment like that again. And then you walk through the bowels of the prison, door after door creaking open until the faint sound of voices grows louder, the smell of floor cleaner and sweat filling your nostrils. The last door opens to your unit. Faces look up from the tables where men are slamming down dominoes and cards. You keep your head high. You don't show them any weakness. White, black, brown, all in their own tight clique. Like it or not, this is your new family. Fish! Someone shouts from behind you. It reminds you of your school, but with grown men, dangerous men. You're not interested in what any of them has done or the prison hierarchy they belong to. You don't want to be a part of their system, their code. You're not scared of them. The only thing that scares you now is time. You walk into your cell. Your cellie barely looks up, jerking his head to the top bunk. You toss your prison handbook on a steel desk, barely a foot away from a toilet sink combo that smells.
Bro. What the fuck is in a prison handbook? Yo, bro, what the fuck is a prison handbook, bro? Hold on, bro. Because we gotta look this shit the fuck up, bro. What the fuck is a prison handbook? Prison handbook. Look, California Prison and Law Handbook. Overview of the laws affecting people in state prisons on parole in California. Grievances and rights of people in prison. Cruel. Excessive force protection. Classification. Prison rule violations. Let's look up prison rule violations in the California Prison and Parole Law Handbook. Overview. But you don't feel like reading all this shit. Case law. Liberty without due process of law. Wow. They really give these motherfuckers a whole handbook when they fucking go to prison, bruh. I guess like a prison bill of rights. Wow.
Like it was freshly used. You still expect to wake up with your wife beside you, telling you it was all just a bad dream.
All this talk about wife. Bro, you go to jail for life. That's not your wife anymore, bro. Kiss that goodbye. Don't even look, don't be bro. You need to just figure out what you're gonna do. How you're gonna stay alive. Yo, bro. Niggas be worried about hoes too much, bruh. Your wife and kids, bro, let me talk to bro real quick. Cartoon bro. If you really loved your wife and your son, you wouldn't have clapped, bro. That's all I'm saying. So you can't even be sitting up in jail reminiscing and thinking, because that's not you no more. This is not you. This is not you, bro. Another man is holding your wife's face. And she's letting him. That's why he looks so dread.
Month 1. Before you were locked up, you'd watched prison TV shows. Like millions of others, you dismissed them as poverty porn, cheap exploitation of damaged lives, but you still watched. Your guilty pleasure was seeing grown men fight over a missing piece of candy. But you never thought you would be one of them. In here, you know your place, and it's decided by skin color and affiliation. Since you have no affiliation, unless you count CrossFit, Catholicism, or the Pee Wee soccer team you coached, you're lumped in with the whites. This was explained to you when a group of thugs walked into your cell a day after you'd arrived. They wanted to see your papers, your charges. checking to see if you were a chomo or some other kind of sex offender. You used to think that the prison code, when you heard about it on TV, was insane and hypocritical, but now that you're a part of it, you keep your mouth shut. The guys looked impressed when they read your homicide conviction, and here, that's a badge of honor. You don't bother telling them the details, what your useless lawyer had called mitigating circumstances. Neither do you play the tough guy. Your cellie later tells you that tough guys don't last long in prison. Just be cool and you'll be all right, he told you, but his bid is 7 years, not 40. He explained that you are constantly monitored, that cameras watch your every move, but he said this doesn't stop the violence. Someone was stabbed in the shower stalls a week or two before you arrived. He said if someone wants you dead, they can kill you and make it look self-inflicted. The kid who carried it out was a torpedo, ordered to put work in for the Mexican mafia. They run things in this unit, taking orders from the boss, the shot caller. When there are problems, this guy will mediate it with the heads of the other races. You soon learn that if someone disrespects you, you fight back, or you'll become a victim. You have seen it with your own eyes, a fight over a stare, something your cellie called mad dogging. Another guy was beaten for farting, a sign of disrespect.
In the Win with
Like,
Zen sweepstakes, you
bruh.
can get a chance to win $100,000. But there's more than one way to win.
The unit
Straight dog behavior. Like, yo, prison is so inhumane, bro. Prison is so inhumane. But like, it's like we gotta really decide. Like, I feel like it gotta be like two different types of prisons, right? Like, there should be a prison for all the, you know, the sick crimes, the sick shit. I don't need to get into all the sick shit because, you know, I'm not trying to get banned today. But there should be prison for the real sick shit. There should be prison for like little petty shit. I guess there really is, but like the prison system is so like overpopulated right now that it's just like everybody just grouped in with everybody, bro. Like this, like I'm sorry, bro. I'm not fighting no nigga because he's staring at me. Fuck you staring at, bro. Fuck is you and keep on going. Like that's how, bro. Niggas die over the dumbest reason, and you in prison, so it's like I guess niggas just really looking for reasons to die, but I don't know, bro.
feels like a time bomb. The fuse hasn't been lit yet. Your cellie says all-out violence is rare, it disrupts business. And business means drugs. Sometimes they're smuggled in, but more often an officer will bring them in. If you cause a fight, the unit is locked down and the cells get tossed. If drugs or weapons are confiscated, you can expect a beating. And you'd better hope the shot caller is feeling generous, because an HOS or hit on sight can easily become a KOS, kill on sight. Month 6. You're adjusting to prison life, and not just learning to poop in front of another man. You've gotten drunk on prison alcohol, brewed by your wing's Pruno guy, the hooch expert, making money from hustle. Your cellie said it's a pretty simple process. Just take a whole load of old fruit and mix it with bread and then add extra sugar for strength. Even ketchup and candies work. You've got to leave it to ferment, usually in a watertight bag that can be acquired from the kitchen. You pour a bit of extra warm water into it every day. The key is just finding a good hiding place, ideally above the roofing tiles or even inside the walls. It only takes 5 to 7 days to brew, but the longer you leave it, the stronger it is. You can get it up to about 15%, even 30%, but the norm is about 10%. It's important to burp the bag or let the pressure out, otherwise you'll have an explosion on your hands. It wasn't the best thing you've ever drunk, but at $10 a cup, it'll do. You've been so depressed that even a cheap buzz felt like relief, but that is not the only escape available inside. You name it, you can buy it here. Heroin, cocaine, Xanax, methamphetamines, spice, even LSD and ecstasy. Nothing about prison makes sense. Guys locked up for possession are doing harder drugs inside. Others who had never touched drugs get hooked here, carrying the habit back outside. And abuse doesn't come cheap. Everything here is about 5 to 10 times the cost on the outside. A corrupt, low-paid prison officer and a gang can make some serious cash. The guys often target female staff or officers, deliberately looking for ones who have low self-esteem. You once read that some women officers admitted they liked the protection inmates gave them. It made life easier. Some, said a report, were just infatuated with the gang members. Others liked buying Percocet on the street for just $5 and getting street for just $5 and getting $50.
They
Some
keep
said
giving us the same bill for the goers. You see the blind, yeah, this nigga wife done became a a motherfucking PO. I said PO. A motherfucking CO. And she in the prison and she not even worried about him. She with the niggas.
Port were just infatuated with the gang members. Others liked buying Percocet on the street for just $5 and getting $50 in prison. And it's more common than people think. You remember reading that in Baltimore, 75% of 650 correctional officers were women, and a witness claimed 65 to 75% of them were involved in contraband, smuggling, or relationships with inmates. Just before you came into the prison, a report out of Kentucky said 30 officers had sex with inmates in only 16 months. Meanwhile, 14 others smuggled in drugs. And now you've seen it happen yourself. In prison, you'll pay around $40 for enough tobacco for a few rolled cigarettes. Weed, about $10 a gram outside of prison, is $60 inside. Meth, popular because the high lasts a long time, is about $40 a gram outside and $130 inside. Heroin, $10 a bag outside, is $70 or more here. Just a cheap prescription Suboxone pill sells for about $80. So a
I don't give a fuck about no meth. I don't give a fuck about no pills. I don't give a fuck about no heroin. $60 for a gram of weed? Why do you niggas go to jail? You know how tight I'd be if a nigga told me $60 for a gram? What are you doing with a gram of weed, bro? What are you doing with a gram of weed, bro? That's like, bruh, I can't even roll it. That's a spliff. Like, you supposed to make that last, like, how long you supposed to make that one spliff last, bro? You be smoking a clip for a week. Yo, bro, that's 180 for an eighth. Barely an eighth. You spending $180 for barely an eighth in prison? Why do y'all go to jail, bro? What's up?
corrupt officer can be paid thousands for one small package. And if you want a smartphone, a phone that has possibly been plugged, you might pay $6,000. Urselli said prisoners have used drones to fly contraband over the walls. No matter what, the business doesn't stop. If there are seizures, all it does is push the prices up, making it more lucrative for anyone involved. In other words, what you've learned is that criminals remain criminals in prison. Also, prisoners usually learn a few new tricks of the trade in what some call crime school. It's no wonder that about 3/4 of these men will be back within 5 years of their release, and you'll be here waiting. Year 1. So far, you managed to stay out of trouble. It's true what they say about prison. If you keep your head down, be polite, don't let anyone take advantage of you, or breach the prison code, you might manage to finish your sentence unscathed, and so far, that's true. You've not been forced to join a gang, but it is just a fact of life in here that you don't get too close to the other races. You don't eat with them, you don't spot them in the yard while they're working out, you don't borrow things from them or help them. The code demands you stay out of other people's business. Don't even ask people what they're in for. You heard a guy got a beating just for looking into someone's cell when he walked past. It's as if the code prevents real friendships from being made. If the authorities plan to divide and rule in prison, it is working. But now the friends you had outside...
Beat his ass for looking inside his room. Oh, imagine that phone call with your family. Hey, motherfucker, you sitting down. It's your mom, your dad. They came to see you, came to visit you, bring you a little spaghetti. You feel me? Your face all fucked up and bludgeoned. What the fuck happened to you? I looked in the nigga room. What? Got his ass beat for looking in the nigga room. Damn.
Those guys that said they'd stick by you, they're writing less often. Your wife writes at least once a week, and she and your kid visit once every 2 weeks. It doesn't help that visits are on weekdays, and they've put you in a prison about 170 miles from your home. You always make sure that when she visits, she leaves with a smile.
They trying to sell us on this whole, your wife is still here. It's been a year, bro. Lie to me and tell me his wife visiting him. She know the nigga doing life. She know yo, be realistic, bro. Your wife, the nigga wife going, bro. Talking about wife and kid visit every 2 times every 2 weeks. They're 170 miles away. That's a 3-hour drive twice a week. You put in 170 miles back and forth on the vehicle. That's on top of driving to work. You looking at 1,000 miles a week. She's going. You gotta think, damn, my wife putting 1,000 miles per week on the car to come see me. Plus she's working and taking care of the kid. What nigga paying for that gas for her to come see you every 2 weeks, brother? All right. Cause I know I sound biased, but this shit gotta be correct, bro. Like, you feel me? You a year into prison, your wife is not coming to see you 2 times a week, bro. You talking about when she visits, she always leave with a smile. Cause she going back to her nigga that's free. Okay.
You've already probably spent literally hundreds of hours going through all the men you suspect have a crush on her. Besides that,
have a crush on her? You've been in jail for a year. You talking about niggas having a crush on your wife. Niggas is crushing your wife. The fuck? 1,000 miles per week and on the car to come visit you with the kid. You got life in prison. She working, she taking care of the kid. Like, do I gotta break it down again? You talking about, this nigga talking about you breaking down all the niggas that have a crush on your wife. You should be breaking down all the niggas that's crushing your wife, because there's no crush. This little smile, this little fan. You work what that should say, a 4-hour shift in the kitchen.
but 30 cents a breakfast at 6:30, then you work in the kitchen till 4 p.m. Your celly says you were lucky to get a job.
So breakfast at 6:30, so I say he working 8 to 4, which means 30 cents an hour. Yo, bro. What is that doing? Bro, 30 cents an hour, guys? Am I bugging? 30 cents an hour, y'all. It's $2.40 a day. Now, I just broke it down, right? Now, he's in the prison kitchen working 8 hours, making $2.40 a day. And this thing keeps on bringing up how his wife come to visit every 2 weeks. Now, boom. 170 miles there, 170 miles back. She still got to go to work. She still got to take the kid to and from school. You're looking at 1,100 miles-ish a week if she's coming to visit. You making $2.40 a day. Barely, you work 5 days a week. You barely touching 10 beans. You can't even get a McDonald's meal after a week of work. Granted, you're doing life in prison. There is no McDonald's. But what can you do for your wife and your kid that keeps being brought up? And we get this picture of this faithful wife all laid up and happy when that's just not the case. Yet he's making $2.40 and he's doing life in prison. If she's still this happy on a visit, something's wrong. Something's wrong. If Becky not going, that's crazy. All right.
30 cents an hour doesn't feel very lucky. You only get yard time 3 times a week, but there is indoor recreation every day. Dinner starts at 6 p.m., lockdown is 9 p.m., and it's lights out at 10 p.m. Nothing changes except for anger management sessions. An hour twice a week with a young therapist fresh out of school. He wants you to talk about your emotions, and he loves to mention the boomerang effect. Don't express your feelings and they'll likely explode later in a fit of fury. Sometimes violence is necessary, you think? The therapist wouldn't understand. It's not something you can learn in university. Sure, you regret your crime, but only because of the consequences. Year 5. The officers all know your name. You've seen them come and go. The weak
Come on
ones get
now.
exploited.
He just spit facts. He just spit facts. What they said. What he said. Hold on. Sure you regret the crime. Hold on. He just dropped the gem.
It's not something you can learn in university. Sure, you regret your crime, but only because of the consequences.
That be the problem, bro. See? Niggas will go to jail. And the first thing they'll do is, I'm turning my life over to Christ. I swear I'm good. You feel me? Like, I'll never do it again. It's like a bad kid effect. You feel me? If you know, because growing up, we got our ass whooped. You feel me? So that's like if you tell your kid, don't be dipping their fingers in the peanut butter, and then you catch your son dipping his motherfucking finger in the peanut butter, and then, what the fuck I told you about dipping your finger in the motherfucking peanut butter? Right? Right? Boom. Same thing. You shot somebody in their face. You was all big and bad about it. But now, boom. They slapped the cuffs on your ass. And they threw your ass in prison. Just like a kid. I ain't gonna do it again. I ain't gonna do it again. I ain't gonna do it again. See? Prison ain't no slap in the face, though. Ain't no peanut butter in the finger in the peanut butter, nigga. You feel me? You can't just I'm sorry your way out of prison. A lot of niggas be I'm sorry, especially niggas that's always going to jail. It's like nigga, if you always there, why are you telling me that you don't belong there? Why are you telling me sorry? You just gonna do it again. Sorry don't mean nothing. But like niggas be trying to I'm sorry my way out of jail. Like I turned the whole first week in there. I turned the whole new leaf. I'm going down a whole new path. Allah, all types of shit. Like, bro, you don't regret the crime. You just regret the consequences, bro. Like, you just regret the consequences, bro. You don't give a fuck that you shot that motherfucker in the face and killed him. You just take that you gotta be in prison for it.
Year 5. The officers all know your name. You've seen them come and go. The weak ones get exploited, and the tyrants are hated. The good ones are firm but fair. As for you, there's a kind of respect for guys who will be in here for a long time, as long as they stay out of the business and they haven't hurt women or kids. The prison does have some educational programs, but they're not available to everyone. And for most of the young gangbangers, education is viewed as a weakness. If you're smart, you find a hustle, and by your first year you had one. You are one of the few who can write and make sense of complicated legal texts. That's made you the jailhouse lawyer. It's against prison rules, but so are all the hustles. The officers usually turn a blind eye to it as long as nothing gets out of hand. But if there's a shakedown any sign of your hustle, and you might get some time in the special housing unit, the SHU. In there, it's a 23-hour-a-day lockdown. Your exercise is in a miserable cage. You've been there only once, and you don't want to go again. All day, all you heard were screams and shouting. In prison, it feels like about half the guys are mentally ill. You read once that 15% have a serious mental illness like schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, or major depression. And the crazy ones often end up in the SHU, slamming their heads against the wall or harming themselves. Thankfully, they still allow you to read in the SHU, otherwise you might have gone crazy.
Co-producer is going to give you unique sounds that actually fits your track in seconds. Let me show you. First, let it listen.
The prison.
You know what prison sound like? Prison sound like this movie right here. This would when these motherfuckers was in the basement dancing and tweaking and shit in the motherfucking Us movie. This would prison sound like. You in there with a whole bunch of these. Yo, you in jail with a whole bunch of these motherfuckers, bruh. The basement people. That's what prison sound like, bruh. You in a box with a whole bunch of basement people. Couldn't do it.
library isn't great, but it is a lifesaver. Well, it is if you're not one of the 60 to 75% of U.S. prisoners who are functionally illiterate. For lifers, if you're not constantly doing gang business, there are 3 main ways to stay sane: regular exercise, meditation, and reading. Reading is one activity that you've seen in prison that actually helps people rehabilitate themselves. The selection isn't great, way too much romance fiction. Still, they have a lot of classics and some okay nonfiction. You just go to the library during yard time and you check out the books. When you were in the SHU, they came around with a cart. Your wife sends books in too, and prisoners can order from Amazon.
We still doing this wife thing. You doing life in prison. Your wife sending you a book? Yeah, nigga, read something.
You can't have overtly sexual books or anything that might inspire or teach violence. And yes, there's actually a banned books list. The 2023 Prison Libraries Act was supposed to address the lack of funding, but the bigger problem is censorship. If they were really serious about rehabilitation, they should be making sure prisoners have access to a wide range of educational nonfiction and literary fiction. But instead, they ban books like it's North Korea. The worst state, your wife told you, was Florida, with over 22,000 books banned. Texas came next with around 10,000, then Kansas with 7,700, Virginia with 7,200, and New York with 5,300. And that includes language books staff can't read, and drawing books that inmates might use for tattoos. Often no reason is given, just stamped threat to security. In some states, even books with homosexuality are banned. Part of you thinks that the system is not interested in rehabilitation as much as filling quotas and punishing people. You had a lot of time to think about the man you murdered. You've watched men in here brag about violence and killing, and it hit you hard. Maybe you are just as messed up as they are. You always thought you were different, that your case was special, but just about everyone here says that. But your crime only created more trauma, which you are now passing down to your son. Violence is like a vicious cycle. If prison has done anything good for you, it's the realization that crime is all about cause and effect, and that even in bad circumstances, a civilized man can choose to end it. Still, you know you did wrong, and it won't help you get through another 30 years. Year 10. About 3 years ago, your wife started writing less often. She canceled visits.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Look. Why the fuck it took 10 years? What is this? A life sentence 10 years ago? 30 years ago? Run it back. You thought about clapping yourself. Now it's year 10. It's year 10. It's year 10. Hold on. Alright, look. So it's year 10.
About 3 years ago, your wife started writing less often.
About 3 years ago, 7 years in, your wife stopped writing less often.
She canceled visits, one after.
She canceled visits. That 1,000 miles was adding up. Probably the nigga said, hey, listen, you can't go see that nigga no more, cause, feel me? You racking up, we trying to buy a house, we trying to get married. You need to divorce that motherfucker, cause I ain't gonna be paying for you to go. Yeah, no. So she canceling visits now.
The other, your son, who's now 14, started getting into trouble, and your wife said,
Yo, it's year 10. You haven't seen your son since he was 4 years old. Hold on. Because now I'm on bro's side. No, I'm still not on his side because he's in prison. But it's year 10, my fault. Your son is 14 now. You haven't seen him since he was 4 years old. Your son is now getting into trouble. Probably fucking shit up, getting arrested and shit. You feel me? Being bad in school, all that shit. And the woman who raised him is saying it's your fault? What the fuck? That's crazy. But look, you in prison. It's still your fault. You feel me? But I don't know. Your son getting in trouble, you haven't raised him too much. That's them other niggas' influence. You feel me? You feel me? Your wife calling less, seeing you less. That's other niggas influencing your son. I'm sorry. She trying to gaslight you. Cause you've been in prison all these years. You don't have nothing to do with that little nigga upbringing. But she talking about some it's your fault he's like this. No.
That it was your fault. Now he barely visits.
That's your son that's getting into trouble? This nigga look like he on the honor roll. He not getting what trouble? He look like he smoke a little weed, maybe. Look, his eyes different. Or maybe these eyes and these eyes in this world make those eyes. I don't know.
It's you, and when he does, he looks bored and resentful. And then you got the letter. She'd met another guy. He loved you, she said. She tried. But
yes!
Now he
Wait a
barely
second.
visits you, and when he does, he looks
We
bored
only
and
waited
resentful.
10 years.
And then you got the
letter. She'd met another guy. Respectfully, you've been in jail for 10 years at this point. You've been in jail for 10 years at this point. She met that nigga 10 years ago. And they about to get married. Or they secretly married. And they went to fucking Vegas or fucking Venezuela or Brazil. Another country and got a little secret marriage. Yeah, bro. Now you heartbroken. Nigga, it's been 10 years, bro. You knew your wife was gonna go at some point. You doing life in prison, my guy. Yo. I feel so bad for this little, no, I don't. I don't feel bad. He's in prison.
a letter. She'd met another guy. She loved you, she said. She tried, but she couldn't live the best years of her life alone. In a way, you felt some relief. Part of you wanted to respect her decision. The other part wanted his name and address. The group therapist said anger is a very natural response.
Name and address. Now you a hitman? You in there minding your business. Now you a hitman? Just say the word and my men will take care of him. Yo, and he looked too old for that. He looked too old to be putting out hits.
In these circumstances, but what does he know about spending your life in prison? You'll be sitting in the prison workshop and suddenly there will be an image in your head of your wife kissing some other guy. The pain is indescribable and there is nothing you can do to escape it. So you're in a prison, but also in a cage in your head, torturing yourself daily, and no matter what you do, those bad thoughts will come. And worse, you can't talk.
They said, oh, kiss it. They doing more than kissing. Touch it, love it, fuck it, can't make it
about it to a friend. You can't show weakness in here. And then you cracked. The therapist was right about the boomerang effect. You'd mistakenly told someone about something you enjoy.
Okay, if there's one AI site builder you need to meet, this is Dope Tech from Wix.
This nigga look like the AI.
A book you were reading. God knows why you let a feeling slip out, but you did. The novel was The Count of Monte Cristo, a story about love, revenge, justice, and morality. It really resonated with you, but then you got to the all-important final pages and someone had ripped them out. That's the kind of petty thing that happens all the time in prison. But after 10 years after being dumped, you just lost it. You snapped. Someone told you it was one of the new kids. You waited until he went to the showers and you knocked him clean out with one punch. If you hadn't done anything, you'd have been seen as weak. But the truth is, you did it because you were angry. Therapy is good on paper, but it doesn't take into account the extremes of prison life. In the shoe, an officer told you someone else had torn out the pages. You'd beaten an innocent kid for nothing, putting in work for a conniving liar. Maybe the officer was lying, so you'll beat another innocent man. This is life in the prison. Constant manipulation, constant lies, people taking pleasure in suffering. It destroys your faith in humanity. You know you can't do another 30 years of this, and after that last beating, stitches, hospital trauma, you doubt the parole board will be doing you any favors. Year 20. A year later, you learned your wife's new lover was your best friend.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, I gotta take the headphones off, bro. Chad. No fucking way, bro. What did I tell? Yo, bro. She's been going since she met you, bro. It's not even about her, like, going, like, year 20. The fact that she met you, you've been locked up for 20 years. You had a 4-year-old at the point when yo, I'm doing the numbers, respectfully. I'm doing the numbers. You in there for 20 years. Your son was 4 when you got locked up, which means y'all known each other for over 25 years, right? Right? Known each other for almost 25 years. Well, basically over 25 years. The moment you go to jail and you locked up, she fucking your best mans? The nigga that stopped writing too? You see why he stopped? Everything makes sense. His man stopped writing because his wife was putting that coochie on him. Okay. Oh my God, bro. This video is so sick. She was fucking the homie whole time, bro. She was... Damn, bruh. Yo, whole time fucking the homie, bro. Let's get back to the video, bro. Can't believe what I just heard, bruh. Look, bro, I'm fumbling the headphones and shit, bro. Oh, bro, your best friend.
Year 20. A year later, you learned your wife's new lover was your best friend. You had lost your 2 best pen pals, the core of your emotional support, in one blow. And now your only visitors are your brother and your mom. But your mom is sick, and you carry the added guilt of not being able to help her. You're sure the stress of what you did made her sick. You probably would have lost your mind if it weren't for one thing. Between years 14 and 19, you wrote a novel. It was your greatest accomplishment, besides having a son who still won't talk to you. Under the First Amendment, you technically have the right to express yourself, even in prison. But then one day during a lockdown, your cell got tossed. And when you came back, your manuscript was gone. You complained loudly, and they called you into the office, and that's when they told you the truth. Your manuscript was confiscated and burned. Why? Well, the characters might resemble prison staff. They also said your book could incite violence, that it was a threat to prison security. And that was it. You finally lost your mind. But it wasn't an explosion of violence this time, it was quiet. You just withdrew into yourself. You gave up. You realized you can't win in prison. In the end, it grinds you down. When all those years ago, you thought yourself dehumanized in that first strip search, you were very wrong. Dehumanizing a person takes time. They chip away at you until your identity is nothing but a lump of stone, stripped of all character. Year 30. It's as if you've become a ghost. No one bothers you anymore. You're just the old timer serving your time. The last time you heard anything from your wife after the divorce was finished was a letter to say she had married your best friend. Your son, according to your wife, had fallen in with the wrong crowd. And
she's sick for even sending that letter. Like, hey, yeah, I know we broke up and I told you I was fucking your best friend, but yeah, we're married now and he's your son's stepfather and your son's gangbanging. We don't know where he's at. Jeez.
Any other circumstances, this would bother you, but now you've stopped caring about what goes on in the outside world. That place is no longer real. The only reality is inside the prison walls, a nightmare you've learned to live with. You don't even know what year it is half the time. After decades, you've just stopped caring. You've seen a guy beaten to death in here. You've heard countless screams from men having a mix of sugar and boiling water thrown in their faces. You've had good cellies and bad cellies. One of the bad ones was a mouthy tough guy. He was transferred with a new scar on his face, made by a double-edged homemade razor. Physical assaults are so common that many don't even get recorded. But the truth is, you barely even notice the violence these days. It's just a fact of life, like the sound of locks or the smell of disinfectant. You no longer even daydream about nice food or the touch of a woman. You focus only on what's in front of you. It's not what you don't have that hurts you in prison. Humans can get used to almost anything. What hurts the most is the things you could have had. You no longer see ruthless gangs or heartless criminals in here, not like the TV shows want to make out. You just see victims of childhood trauma, of cruelty and rotten luck. Men who, for the most part, were doomed from birth. You don't feel sorry for them. Some have done awful things, but you don't moralize. Prison is proof there is no such thing as free will because no one would choose to end up like this. Year 40. You came in here age 25 and now you're 65, the age at which most people retire. You often look in the mirror and you don't recognize yourself. And almost time to go, to leave these walls. But the strangest, most debilitating thing is you're not sure if you want to go. For decades, you barely thought about life outside. Now it hits you like a brick, and it scrambles your mind. You've seen the changes on TV, new gadgets, wars, viruses, environmental crises, and moral panics, and after a while it all became meaningless. Sure, they've given you classes on how to reintegrate, but the fact is you became your prison number a long time ago. The outside world is no place for a man who thinks he's a number. Part of you wants to stay in your cell with your books, where you at least know the layout of the land. The dark irony is that the more dehumanized and institutionalized you become in prison, the easier it gets. The parole board said you were ready. The electronic bolt snaps open, and they lead you down the corridor past the few old-timers who bother to say goodbye. But you're struck with a thought. Maybe the outside isn't where you belong. Maybe prison is your natural habitat. They hand you your civilian clothes and a small bag with your wallet and phone. There are $300 in there. You're not even sure it buys much in this new world. The phone lights up in your palm. The woman at the desk hides a smile as you prod the antique screen. The last time you stood here, you were good-looking, with full hair, a man who once thought he'd do well in life. And now you're old, with 40 years missing. But inside you still feel the same, like your life was paused while the world kept moving. The door opens, daylight hits your eyes, and you take your first steps into the future. Doing life behind bars shows just how crushing prison can be. But
Oh, man, bro. Alright. Not gonna lie, bro. First video was kind of sick, bruh. Like, that should just fuck my head up. That should just fuck my head up, bruh. Imagine, bro, going to jail, bro. 25 years old, bruh. Bro, I'm 23 right now. So I can't imagine going to jail right now and I'm not getting out until I'm 65. I'm telling y'all, bro. I used to love doing dumb shit, fucking around, just being stupid as fuck. But bro, yo, what's up, man? How you doing? I used to love doing dumb shit, fucking around, and just being like, you know, dumb, bruh. Just being dumb. But like, once I realized, bro, you don't want to go to jail. You don't want to spend your life like that, bro. Being institutionalized is terrible, bro. Like, it's like, I know I sound fucked up being like, oh, I don't care about his situation because he's in jail. This little cartoon nigga that we following. You feel me? It's like, I can't even sit there and say that shit for real because it's like, yeah, he did his crime, but 40 years, bro. Locking somebody up for 40 years is just like sick, bruh. Like, depending on the crime. Like, he clapped the nigga. I don't know what the circumstances of the murder was, but it's like 40 years. Like, I feel like we gotta revisit like certain times. Like, people gotta like I don't know, bro. It's no prison reform is a tricky topic for real. Cause some people just shouldn't be in jail for the amount of time they in jail, bro. You dehumanize somebody for fucking 40 years of their life and then send them back on the street like nothing ever happened, bro. That shit is terrible, bro. That shit is absolutely terrible, bro. Some niggas deserve it, but this nigga done lost his wife. His best friend fucked his wife. His wife stopped visiting, blamed him for his son fucking around and getting in trouble with the law. And then, yeah, that was the first video, bruh. I'm gonna post the reaction to the last video on YouTube after all this, but bruh, I actually can't believe that shit just happened, bruh.